Good morning, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you are working on your digital art 2 illustration. Yesterday we went through and we talked about all of the layout, and if you've got your layout done, you got your final sketch and you've rotated everything and you've worked your characters out with some detail, how that doing your final will be much easier. And then you're going to use the grid technique by making a grid on the bottom, transferring that grid in the same way onto a final board. My board, again, use whatever you have around here. I just have a Cheerios box I cut up, but I transferred it lightly in pencil. So today I transferred everything with pen. I worked about 20 minutes yesterday and about 20 minutes today finishing this up. Now it might look like there's a whole lot going on there, but if you look, I've got just this pile of skulls is just a whole bunch of repeated shapes, which actually goes much faster than you think. Details like this where I'm repeating a shape a whole bunch is one of the effects in art where you can look like there's a whole lot more going on than actually is. If you actually look close, most of the skulls just have one or two details, like one eye or one nose or a couple of teeth, but mostly it's just like circles, just drawing a bunch of circles. Again, I worked out my characters. My Chancellor is basically still just an S shape. My large king figure up here is still just basically a big rectangle with arms and legs. So because I did that footwork before, it was very easy to get these out here, and I know what details I need to knock in. This should be less thinking on this part. You're just inking in or penciling in. Okay, now that I got this done, the next step for today and tomorrow and Friday is to take this and move it forward into a rendered piece and shading it. So I'm going to take a light source, and my light source in this case is going to be my crystal that the Chancellor's holding up. So I have a crystal that'll project light on my king right here in front, and the skull's down here, and then the back of my Chancellor will be in shadow. You see that I've got some little X's in here and some shapes. I kind of draw in the big black shapes. This is going to be a big dramatic drawing, so I'm doing a dramatic lighting situation. So I've got a single light source, and it's casting a lot of shadows because I'm in this spooky atmosphere. Some of the stories had some very heavy atmosphere, so make sure that your lighting scenario is going to help express that to make a better illustration, to help change that mood. So that's what we're going to do, but we're going to render it and add those shading. I'm going to use, I've got a Sharpie here that I'm going to use to fill in some of this. If you use multiple media on this, don't care, you can do this in pencil. I did mine in ink. I just used a regular ballpoint pen. Is around here somewhere. Just there's one that was laying around, nothing special. It's not an art pen or anything. I did that basically so you could see it. If you want to do yours in ballpoint pen or another pen, if you have drawing pens and want to use those, go right ahead, feel free. Whatever you have laying around, if you want to do pencil and do shading and do blending, and you can blend with a Q-tip or your finger or anything really, you're welcome to do that. Just make sure you do your darks and your lines heavy enough that you can take a picture of it. Make sure you're in good light when you take a picture so you can transfer your drawing. Okay, so that's my next step. I'll render this out, get these big blacks in here, and I will do that, and I'll start to give some form. My point with the lighting is so that I can push my character in the front forward, and I can define some of the shapes on the king as a three-dimensional object, is what we're trying to do with shadowing. We're taking a shape and giving it light applied to it to give it form, so it looks like it has shape and depth, and then we can push some of the wall behind you that's in this big cavernous throne room. Okay, do good work, stay creative. If you have any questions, I'll be in the office answering emails, and you can call me again at the number 937-506-6424 if you have any questions or concerns about the project. Have a super day.